When CTF was doing our original strategic plan, we really took a look at what do we know, what does the evidence and science tell us about what prevents child abuse and neglect, and home visiting stands out. It also affects school readiness, maternal and child health, infant mortality, maternal mortality. And so it doesn't just affect our mission, it affects so many other issues that are important to Missouri children and families. And it's an intervention that we can all get behind and say, this is something that makes a difference in our state.
When my son was around 14 or 15 months, he started throwing these tantrums. I'm a first-time mom, so he started throwing these tantrums that I wasn't used to. Since I work at CTF, I've been hearing them talk about home visiting and like the benefits of it and what it does. And I was like, maybe I could benefit in it. So I started asking more questions and then reached out and scheduled with somebody to come out and talk with me and see what they could help me with. She showed up, she was on time. Prior to showing up, she actually messaged me and asked me if my son needed any diapers or wipes. And she was just trying to figure out my goals with Rowan and what I was needing help with.
Building that relationship with families is a valuable asset to both the home visitor and to the family. For them to allow you to come into your home and to share their life with you. I have seen firsthand when I shadowed a home visit recently where that trust is immediately built and there is no judgment. The home visitor doesn't pass judgment on that family. They are meeting that family where they are at and helping them through whatever they may be going through at that time and celebrating the successes as well.
Rowan struggles with transitioning from daycare to home. And one of her big things was doing a game with him or sitting on the floor playing with him whenever I bring him home to transition him. And that has really helped. So it's nice whenever your home visitor comes in, they normally like to assess your child and they just ask you questions and then you answer them. And that kind of gives them an idea of where your child is developmentally according to their age. She was showing us all types of things that we could do using objects or things around our house instead of having to go out and buy an expensive toy that would help him with fine motor skills. And so some of them being a Gatorade bottle, taking the lid on and off, making him unscrew it and screw it, helps with motor skills. Crinkling up paper, just random paper you have around the house, and putting it in the Gatorade bottle or just any bottle. Another one that she showed us was just a coffee can, cutting a hole in the lid and then cutting papers that will fit in that hole. So there's multiple things that they teach you that you can use around your house instead of going out and buying these expensive toys at the store that some families, don't have the money to do so.
One of the most meaningful things that I've ever done in my role as an executive director here at CTF is to go on a home visit. And so I've had the opportunity of going on several home visits over the years. And one of the first visits I ever went on touched my heart so much. I've told this story to many legislators and people in elected office because I was just so moved by the experience. And the young woman was 17 years old, and she was pregnant with her first child, and she didn't have running water or heat in her home. And her home visitor was working on just getting running water and heat going in her home. And when I sat down and met and talked with this woman, she was 17. She was very young. I thought to myself, what is it like to be a pregnant woman and not have a toilet that could flush? And just understanding as a mother and what it's like to bring a newborn into your home, how dangerous that situation is that it is not safe to bring a newborn into a house where you can't wash your hands after you change a diaper or you can't heat up a bottle on the stove. And so I think that just, for me, was just very illustrative both to the incredible need of home visiting and also to the needs that some families are facing when they're pregnant. And so, and also just saw how much this home visitor loved this woman who was receiving home visiting, how much she loved her home visitor. It was just clear that she really was attached to her and felt supported by her. And so it was just an example of kind of seeing beauty in action. And I've never forgotten that.
It really is. Being back in the home and stuff, you can just tell, like, they literally, like, when the home visitor knocked on the door, you could hear the kid behind the door, Dawn! And, you know, he was so happy that she was there. And we come in there and the family's welcoming to everybody. And it's just, you can see that the support and the love is there with the families and stuff. And you know, that bond you grow, it just is a lifetime.
I think home visitors go above and beyond by just reaching out to the parent and seeing if they need anything for the child, whether that be diapers, wipes. Around Thanksgiving time, she reached out and was like, can I bring you a lot of the food items so that you can have a Thanksgiving dinner? They also try to see like what your work schedule life is like and like what are ways that they can help you. And then if I ever just need to chit chat about anything or a concern that I have outside of our normal meeting, she's pretty quick to get on the phone with me and just discuss anything.
What has stood out to me is I have heard so many stories recently from home visiting partners regarding the home visiting professionals, their journey to the profession. Many of them have been surprised, have actually received home visiting services in their home, and they were so impacted by the home visitor that came to their home and that, again, that relationship that had been built, that they then were like, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to become the professional. They are now taking that experience. It is the truest form of lived experience. They're able to say, I've been here receiving the service and now I am providing that service to someone. And that shows the true impact of home visiting, that it changed someone and or pushed them to now do the work that they once received. They saw the value of not being alone on the parenting journey. Like, parenting was not meant to be done alone, and a home visitor truly does partner with the parent, and then they get to return that favor and partner with someone else.
One thing that strikes me about home visitors are some of the most non-judgmental people you've ever met. So if you sit down with a bunch of home visitors, you're going to immediately feel at home. They're generally pretty laid back, fun people. They love kids and they see the best in people. And so they're just good people to be around. And then, you know, the staff and the administrative staff that works in these home visiting agencies, those people are tough. Like, they're always trying to bring in more money. They're always pushing. You know, it takes a lot to get this, to be able to run a program like this. And so I really respect the tenacity and the hard work of the administrators who do this work and their commitment to it. And so when I see the commitment they have and I see the commitment that these home visitors have, I think, gosh, I got to do my job well, because these people are really busting their rears, and so I'm going to bust my rear too. So they're just inspirational to me. I think my biggest takeaway around home visiting since my time here at CTF is that doing this work's hard. That anything in life that means anything is hard. And so sometimes you think, we're going to fund this fabulous service and things are going to be easy. Things aren't easy. Things aren't easy here at the state level to do work the right way. Things aren't easy on the ground. It takes a lot of concerted effort to change a system, to shape a system, to make sure a system's adequately funded. It takes a lot for local agencies to be able to implement these services at a high quality. Turnover issues, staffing issues. You get somebody trained and hired and then they get a better offer. Doing this work is a constant process of trying to reach excellence and trying to get more people served. This work is hard. It has incredible impact. It has incredible meaning, but don't expect it to be easy.